Hey guys, welcome to another session of RBTL, or Reading Between the Lines. This is May 1st update. This is gonna be really quick. It's week 2. Obviously, no new banner right now until next week. We get Dizzy. Baiken story this week. Not much to cover here. Is all very self-explanatory. I'm gonna pick and choose a couple things. The tournament is gonna be open for this one. So apparently on week 2, so this coming week, we can do the tournament on easy mode, and then hard mode is released on week 4. Looking at the normal tournament, level 15s, 25, 35, 40s, it seems to be pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Don't know what hard it would be like, but I'm assuming that might be like hell at the most, hell difficulty in arena, which still isn't really hard. But I suppose because this being like a collab event, the developers do want to make it easy enough for players who are just starting off the game to actually be able to achieve it. So if you are new and you're playing this, maybe you just started from the Guilty Gear collab. I'm constantly getting comments on YouTube saying that, hey, they're commenting on the reroll video that I did, like, hey, is this reroll good? So it's obviously that they're just starting the game. I say, yeah, I know it's good, get started on it, because there's a collab event. You want to get as much stuff as you can from it as possible. So I think, for new players who have played for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, tournament on normal should be good. And it's kind of good that they pushed the hard tournament to the 4th week. So it gives players about a month-ish to kind of grind through it. So hopefully they can defeat the hard tournament. I myself, obviously, I don't think the hard tournament is going to be tough for people who have played from, let's say, week 1 or month 1. It shouldn't be. The rewards look pretty decent, and if you can see if Araminta there is actually showing a greater artifact charm, the fire runes, whatever, but the artifact charm is nice. So hopefully, I don't know what we get at the 40 there, maybe another soul bad guy. So at this point, again, I should probably reiterate in this video as well, in case you're watching it, if you do have soul bad guy, just refrain from 6-starring him using phantasmas or fodder. Apparently we were advertised that we would be able to get soul bad guy at SSS, so that would mean that you would have multiple copies of his 5-star, so enough to get him to 6-star for free, right? So I mean, unless you're a whale and you're trying to get ahead of the game, do his review, there's no point really to 6-star him unless you really want to waste your fodder. Just wait. I'm assuming that one of the prizes might be soul bad guy himself. It might be the top prize, I'm guessing. Yeah, so yeah, defeat the NPCs, you get the reward. Nothing much to talk about here. Now this is interesting too. So new challenge event, I'm kind of glad. So make sure, I'm pretty sure the Zerato challenge is over, even by me recording this. So by the time, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, the Zerato challenge most likely is gone. And so hopefully you have got your Leela violins, because that's a very game-changing limited artifact. Even though if it was a 4-star, it's still one of the best that we've got so far. This one coming is not as good, but I was talking to the guys on stream before I even did this recording. So yeah, you fight Baiken, you fight Soul. You get some possible charms here and lesser charms. Drop rate hell is 20, hard is 7. So yeah, here this is where I was kind of confused. So I was reading the bottom portion here. I can't highlight this because this is an image, but if you can read the text on the white on the image, says the artifact Portrait of Saviors increases damage dealt if the enemy's health is less than 50%. And then the people on stream were like, hey, read the in-game description. So it says increases damage health if the enemy is more than 50%. So apparently the Korean translation is something like increases damage dealt if enemy is healthier than 50%. So apparently the in-game one is the right translation. So what that means, it's a stronger Tonfa apparently. So Exorcist Tonfa, which is I think a max. So plus 30 is what, 16% total damage. You get here at a max is a 20%. I would definitely say, if you're playing the game up to this point, of course, I would farm it max. Maybe get 2 copies of it. You never know who would need, multiple copies, or maybe even 3. Give yourself the benefit of it. I don't know myself. I'd probably go for 2. I don't think I will use that many people that would use that. So I mean, right now, because you know, Sage Baal and Cezanne and ML Araminta teams are really annoying. Exorcist Tonfa is like probably one of the best artifacts for like, you know, a quick nuker like Assassin Sid or Assassin Kali. If you want to jump first turn without you know, without Harado in the mix, without ML Baal's passive kind of kicking in before he puts you to sleep, you probably want like a really speedy damage dealer able to nuke in one shot. I think Akali is probably one of the best ones right now, and Akali, to, you know, ensure your one shot kill, you know, you get really high speed, and you probably use Exorcist Tonfa. Now this, I don't think it's limited to like a certain hero class. I think it's for everyone, so it exactly works like Tonfa. So it's very good to have. I was kind of discussing this with one of my friends, Aline, on stream as well. I was saying that it's kind of, my opinion is that this kind of feels like it's a bit lazy. So far we haven't really seen many artifacts with the exact same effects but an increased rate in an effect itself. And what I mean by that is, like, so this is exactly the same as Exorcist Tonfa but a better version of it. Now, I was saying that it feels like it's kind of lazy game design, where, you know, where like Lila Violet is completely OP, Sword of Azera is completely game changing, especially for newer players who want to take on like Wyvern 11 really quick. This felt like it's not, you know, not that special. But Aline made a point saying that, you know, it's better to have like artifacts where, you know, if you missed it, let's say you started the game after playing Guilty Gear Collab, you know, this is a limited artifact, and it's better to not have an OP one. But anyways, I had my own opinions about it. Long story short, I still feel that they could have done something a bit different. I think it would have been an interesting niche if the increased damage was less than 50%. Yes, it would make the artifact way worse, but it would at least bring a different, you know, different kind of aspect to it. And maybe you'd, you know, put that on like a nuker just to take out like Sea Armin or Kraus or something like that before, like, you know, a healer full heals them. Something like that, you know, it changes up how you think. But I just think that, yeah, if people get this anywhere you would slot in Exorcist Tonfa, you would just replace it with this, and it kind of just neglects Exorcist Tonfa. Other than the players who never got this artifact. That's my thinking, at least. But anyways, my thinking is not always important. Yeah, you can't sell in the powder shop as usual. Free artifacts, you can't do that. Clear health difficulty, you get a gold transmute zone. Hopefully the health difficulty is pretty easy, because that's a pretty good prize, in my opinion. That's a pretty good prize. If you clear health difficulty, get a gold transmute stone, and if newer players can't do it, that might feel salty. Hopefully it's not super hard to do the health difficulty. If it was like the Challenger Zerato, the Zerato challenge, the health difficulty wasn't hard. But I don't think we got a gold transmute stone out of it. So hopefully it's not super good. You know, it's not super hard. I mean, maybe we got the gold transmute stone. I don't know. I'm pretty bad. Yeah. Terra has an idea here. He says like maybe increase the damage percent under 50%, like a higher value. Yeah, that would be good too, because they wouldn't be broken. It's really hard to get, you know, some certain heroes down under 50%, like tanks and like rule, like really tanky healers and just knights in general, unless, yeah, and then of course like the aspect is like if you're taking out like a thief or a squishy warrior, you wouldn't need the artifact. So yeah, it's definitely more interesting if they had thought of a different way to kind of like design the artifact. I just feel like this felt like, no, we don't know what to do with this artifact. Hey, look at Exorcist Tonfa. It can use a 4% upgrade. Alright, let's do it. Right? It kind of felt like that to me, but anyways, whatever. I'm not going to complain. I will still use it. I'm still going to farm it. And I still definitely recommend farming at least 2. We're going to talk about this. So for the entire week, you know, I made a Baiken review, and, you know, getting comments saying like, oh yeah, she's like one of the worst heroes, man. Getting a rating, an in-game rating, keep that in mind. In-game ratings are really, I don't know, it's kind of like, not to diss anyone that doesn't like Baiken. I really get it. Like, Baiken's not OP, alright? She's not OP, but she's still pretty good, okay? And then the people who put in like the in-game reviews, like being like really like they're that's the thing. Don't trust the in-game review, guys, because like, you know, right now we're in this phase where people are just rioting. So just downvoting for the sake of downvoting. I mean, if you guys are watching this video, hopefully you guys have some common sense, and honestly, just don't jump on the bandwagon. Okay, people are saying that, oh yeah, after these quote unquote buffs, she's good. Like, what do you think about Baiken? Honestly, she didn't change, right? Before, we didn't know it was a bug. Apparently you can ignore the effect resistance. Like, one of the bleeds can ignore the effect resistance. That was a bug. Now, because of, like, you know, I maybe it's because of people complaining how bad Baiken is, that Smilegates just decided, okay, you know what, it was our mistake, let's keep it that way. So now, instead of changing the bug to fix it to the way it originally read, now let's change the skill to actually depict the bug, right? So now that one bleed will forever ignore the effect resistance, right? So yes, am I happy about it? Yes, because I still thought that Baiken was good, and now that if you could ignore the effect resistance, it would still at least make her somewhat more usable in PvP. That means you can land, if you can proc though, right? Keep in mind there's a maximum of 80% chance. So if you get unlucky, you still might not, you know, get a bleed on them, and it's 2-turn bleed, and if you get one on high effect resistance hero in PvP, you do an S3, it might not make or break your damage. Honestly, I think she requires at least 4, so at least 4 turns of bleed, and so 2 bleed icons with 2 turns each. In order to use to see like some really big difference, that's about like 2 to 4k damage depending on how you build your Baiken. But like a 2-turn, you're gonna get to see like maybe like 1k damage. I don't know, you can squeeze that out from critical hit damage in my opinion, but anyways, that's my thoughts on it. So I mean, the quote unquote, I'm doing air quotes right now, too bad I don't have a face cam so you guys can't see me do this because I'm sarcastic. She's better, okay? Like, at least she's not gonna be quote unquote nerfed. I do too much air quotes. I actually do it in real life, so a lot. It's not gonna be. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. Alain is talking about the previous thing. I thought you were talking about the skill. He says donate to Jagan so he could buy a face cam. I do have a face cam. I do have it. I ran it once. I ran it like really early on when I just started streaming. I did it once, and then I just decided I don't like it, so I removed it. And then one of my very early followers, when I was playing my previous game, Luzma, she actually clipped it. She clipped it on Twitch. So, but I went back and deleted the clip, so you guys can't find it now. But apparently she knows what I look like while I look like talking, like what I look like while I'm talking. So, anyways, long story short, yes, you know, does this change my thoughts on Baiken? Not really, to be honest. Like, if at this point you haven't pulled for Baiken and you're still like on the fence, I honestly don't think this really changes much. Yes, you know, people are gonna say like, oh yeah, it's gonna be good. It's good. It makes her a bit better, but I don't know. To be honest, it's kind of like a nice thing. Smilegate made a mistake, and they kind of owning up to it, but they give us the benefit of it. I like that aspect. Okay, whether or not they're changing it to the bugged version, whether or not if they're doing it because of the people rioting and because of like their sales, I'm assuming they're not doing well in sales because based on the riots, like people are not pulling for Baiken, they're saving for Dizzy. Maybe, whatever the reason, they're still giving us the benefit for those who have pulled for Baiken. So in my opinion, I'm gonna give them some credit on that one. Let me see here. I don't think there's much I wanted to talk about. So there's one thing I want to talk about. Sure, it's just a story. It's nothing to do with the news, but I think this is definitely worth talking about. So this morning, Terror was trolling all of us on Discord, saying that in the patch notes there was an update to the AI regarding PvP and GVG, saying that the opposite element doesn't attack like knights or tanks or someone with high HP of the opposite element anymore. So for example, you know, people might be able to bait dark units with F Maya. So like myself, I do that a lot. Bait like, you know, ice heroes with Ken. Bait like earth heroes with Crow. You know, bait dark heroes with like G Purgus and all that stuff. What Terra was saying was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be changed. The AI is gonna change, and all of us were like falling for it. We're like, what the heck? oh man, what was gonna do? And then we're starting to think about all these different tactics, how to do it. I ended up being a troll, and Tara had a, Tara was laughing at it. I myself, I was laughing too, but I was really worried about it because it makes a couple tactics that I've been using in PvP and GVG like kind of moot. But then later on we started talking about it. I was thinking, I think this could be a possible AI change. Now I'm hoping that Smilegates doesn't watch this video and give them any ideas, but perhaps this is already in their mind. Because if you were fighting, let's say, a defense team with like C Armin, Rule, I don't know why you would put in F Maya, but let's just say those two are in the mix. Ideally, you want to nuke out Rule ASAP, or nuke out the DPS so Rule wastes her revive, and then nuke out Rule after. So as a player, you're smart enough to do it. You won't go for, like, let's say C Armin, but if you're thinking about this in the shoes of the AI, how the AI would do it, if you brought in Rule and it's like predominantly a dark team on the other team, they probably attack C Armin or Rule, right? They'll attack C Armin or Rule, and it's too easy. I mean, the AI is very stupid in that aspect, and I understand it's AI, so it's still meant to be beatable. But I do think that it could be a possible change in the future. Tara was theory crafting on like maybe certain thresholds, some HP thresholds. So like maybe if a hero has like more than 15k HP, I'm taking this word for word pretty much from Tara. If a unit has more than 15k HP, let's say on F Maya, then a dark hero on the opposite team, the AI team, won't attack F Maya. But if they have less than 15k HP, where it's in one shot range, they might. Something like that, We're not 100% sure, obviously, like this will ever happen. But if it does happen, there's definitely some rethinking we have to do in how we kind of set up our attacking or offensive teams. Because generally, most of the time, like if you don't bait the AI, the incoming damage, you have to run a full sustain team, which is super hard. It's super hard in some instances. Or you have to run a speed team that's faster than them, and you have to be able to one-shot most of the crucial heroes. So I mean, there's only a couple tactics left when you're fighting AI. Of course, you can mix and match different heroes with different combinations of the strategies that I just talked about. But still, anyways, this one's a pretty short RBTL. There wasn't much to cover on this one, so I'm gonna end that early here. So let me know what you guys think, in the comments below on this Baiken change. Are you happy with it? People are still pretty pissed off that she's quote unquote bad. People are like writing to me like essays on why she's not good. To each their own. In my opinion, she's limited, and who's to say she's not gonna get an actual buff in the future too, right? So who knows. Anyways, I'm gonna end this one here. So if you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next RBTL.